This is Chris Medeiros. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeiros, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown June 16th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Now, we kick off the show with them showing about what happened last week on SmackDown with Jey Uso and the rest of the Bloodline and all that stuff. But then we see Kayla Braxton in the parking lot, and then we see the Bloodline's truck pull up, and then we see the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, the Bloodline, getting out of the truck. Kayla Braxton was trying to ask Roman about what does he think about Jey Uso falling in line or whatever, and Roman just walks past her, and then she asked Paul Heyman the same question. Paul Heyman just looks, and he just walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then we get to the first match of the night for tonight's SmackDown. It was a number one contenders tag team gauntlet match. So yeah, winner of this match will be facing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in 2 weeks in London, England, on SmackDown for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. So yeah, that's what this match is all about. So yeah, we had the Brawling Brutes versus the Street Profits versus Hit Row versus the OC versus LWO versus Pretty Deadly in the Gauntlet match. And yeah, we start off this match now. We've seen the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn watching this match from backstage on the TV monitor and stuff. So yeah, they was watching the whole time. But yeah, we kick off the match with Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch at ringside, the Brawling Brutes versus Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits. So yeah, these two teams was the first teams to start off the match, and it was going pretty good for the most part. Now, a lot of people got eliminated pretty quickly. This match didn't, like, the whole match combined didn't even probably last at like 30 minutes, you know, but is whatever. So yeah, like I said, Street Profits and Brawling Bruce is doing pretty good. We see Montez Ford doing his thing and stuff, hitting it Enziguri upside the head on the Ridge Holland and stuff like that. But then Angelo Dawkins gets tagged in. He starts coming in red hot, just taking out everybody and stuff. And then he was trying to pretty much pick up Ridge Holland for his finisher move, but Ridge Holland fought out of that. And then Angelo punches him in the face. Ridge headbutts him. Since Ridge headbutted him, you know, he was stunned a little bit, Angelo was, and Sheamus tagged himself in. Angelo throws Ridge to the ropes, but Ridge reversed it by throwing Angelo to the ropes. Ridge bends down, Angelo jumps over him, but when he jumped over him, he got caught in the face with the bro kick, and then he got pinned for the 3 count. So yeah, the Street Profits was eliminated, and the next team to come up was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC. We see the OC coming in, taking control of this match and stuff from the very start and everything, beating down the Brawling Brutes, and then Luke Gallows tags in Carl Anderson. Anderson gets into the ring, he knocks down Sheamus, and then he knocks Ridge Holland off the ring apron. He gets on the second turnbuckle, just taunting the crowd and everything. He gets down, he turns around, then he gets hit with a bro kick by Sheamus, and then he got pinned for the 3 count as well. So the OC was eliminated. And then the next team to come in was Joaquin Wilde and Cruz Del Toro, the LWO. They come in there, and they was doing pretty good. They almost got the win at one point. We see Cruz Del Toro actually jumping off the top turnbuckle with a moonsault onto Sheamus. He pinned him, but Sheamus barely kicking out at 2. And yeah, it was just going back and forth between those two guys. And then with these two teams at least. And then we see at the ending of this match, we see Sheamus tagging in Ridge Holland. Cruz Del Toro jumps off the second rope, getting caught in the air with a knee to the face by Sheamus, or the bro kick, one of the two, I couldn't tell. But yeah, Sheamus hit him with it, and then Ridge Holland comes in there. He picks up, Joaquin Wilde tries to run in there, but he got hit with a belly-to-belly suplex, so yeah, he got taken out for the match. And then Ridge Holland picks up Cruz Del Toro, hitting him with like a new finisher move where he had him like in the air, like the Dominator, at least, like, you know, have him up on his shoulders, and he spun him around with a DDT, and then he pins Cruz Del Toro for the 3 count. So yeah, the LWO got eliminated. Next team to come up was Top Dollar and Ashante the Adonis, Hit Row they immediately run in there. Sheamus is the one that got tagged in at that point. But yeah, Hit Row immediately runs in there. Ashante runs to Ridge, and Ridge throws him over the top rope. And as soon as Top Dollar got into the ring, he got hit with a bro kick, and then he got pinned for the 3 count as well. So yeah, Hit Row got eliminated within seconds at that point. And then the next team was Kit Wilson, Prince Elton, Pretty Deadly. So yeah, at first they was trying to do like a timeout thing, like they don't want to come in or whatever, but then they eventually come in. It was just going back and forth between these two teams and stuff. Sheamus and Ridge Holland just worn out for this match and everything. But then we get to the ending where we see Elton Prince pretty much throwing Ridge Holland into the steel steps, taking him out. Sheamus has Kit Wilson on the ring apron about to hit the 10-piece to the battering ram, but then Elton Prince gets up there as well, and then he starts getting beat down. He got knocked off the apron, same for Kit Wilson. And then Sheamus picks up Kit Wilson from the ring apron onto his back, pretty much having him up in the air for the Celtic Cross. But when he had him up in the air for the Celtic Cross, Elton Prince tagged himself in, and then we see Sheamus hit the Celtic Cross onto Kit Wilson, which he didn't know Elton Prince was the legal man. He goes for the pin on Kit Wilson. The referee's not counting because obviously he's not the legal man. And then we see Elton Prince jumping off the top turnbuckle with a massive leg drop to the back of the head onto Sheamus. And then he pins Sheamus for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Pretty Deadly defeated the Brawling Brutes tonight as well. So yeah, Pretty Deadly won the tag team gauntlet match, and they are the #1 contenders for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty Deadly defeated the Brawling Brutes, the OC, Hit Row, LWO, and the Street Profits in that match. So yeah, they'll be facing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in 2 weeks for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a pretty good gauntlet match. A lot of people was getting eliminated pretty quickly in this match. But for this match, I'll just give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a okay match to kick off the show, but yeah, I understand by like time strength or whatever, so that's what they had to do there. But yeah, later on tonight, we'll see if Jey Uso will fall in line with a bloodline later on tonight, because Roman Reigns is on SmackDown tonight, and yeah, much more. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, we see Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, Pretty Deadly, still in the ring, just celebrating their victory after a commercial break. But then all of a sudden their celebration gets interrupted by the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They come out there, and Sami Zayn was talking about how their celebration was over 5 minutes ago, so why are they still in the ring? So they should get the hell out the ring. So yeah, that's what Sami Zayn was saying. And then Pretty Deadly starts jumping on Sami Zayn, pretty much saying our hair looks better than y'all's, even though we just got done with the match. And he said, and they was like, yeah, we celebrated for 5 minutes or whatever after that victory, but after we defeat y'all in 2 weeks and become the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, we're gonna be celebrating way more longer than 5 minutes. So yeah, that's what they was talking about. But then Sami Zayn looks at Kevin Owens and goes like, Kevin, I'm surprised you haven't been having an outburst yet, considering what you've been doing for like the last few weeks. And Kevin Owens was like, well, you told me to calm down, so I've been trying to calm down. And Sami Zayn was like, well, how are you feeling right now? He goes like, I want to beat him up, but I gotta calm down because he told me to. And Sami Zayn was like, well, how about this? Let's go down there and beat the hell out of him then. And Kevin was like, all right, cool. And then they both run down there, and quickly, Pretty Deadly got out the ring. So yeah, they quickly escape. And, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was talking about, see you in 2 weeks. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, after that, we see Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman backstage. And Roman Reigns is talking to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman asks Roman Reigns, like, has he got in contact with Jey Uso? And Roman was like, no. And the thing is like, why would the Tribal Chief get in contact with him? Whenever Jey becomes a new Tribal Chief, he's not going to be reaching out to everybody. Everybody's going to be reaching out to him. So it goes the same thing. I'm still the Tribal Chief right now, so he should be reaching out to me. And he asked Paul Heyman when was the last time Paul Heyman talked to him, and Paul Heyman said, like last Friday or whatever. And Roman Reigns was like, that's not a question. I'm telling you to go talk to him right now. And Paul Heyman looks at him, and Roman Reigns was like, yeah, I said right now. And Paul Heyman quickly got out the locker room. So yeah, he went to go talk to Jey Uso. But yep, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown, because up next it'll be Io Sky versus Zelina Vega 1-on-1. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Io Sky with Bayley at ringside, Damage Control versus Zelina Vega 1-on-1. So yeah, Zelina Vega versus Io Sky 1-on-1. In this match, it was an okay match. It was going back and forth and everything. But then we started getting towards the ending after Zelina pins Io, but Io kicked out and stuff. And then Bayley gets on the ring apron when Zelina was trying to run to the ropes and stuff. And, you know, she's arguing with Bayley right there. And then Io comes up behind Zelina, and Zelina moves out of the way. And Io's staring at Bayley like almost accidentally knocked Bayley off the ring apron. So Bayley starts getting down off the apron. And while the referee was dealing with Bayley and stuff, we see we see Io flip right behind Zelina, try and grab her and stuff, and then she rolls Zelina up for the pin. The referee still arguing with Bayley, but then the referee finally turns around. He counts the pin 1, 2, Zelina barely kicking out at 2. And then Io goes over to Bayley, poking her head out the second rope and stuff, just arguing with Bayley, like, hey, why ain't you been getting down and stuff, like, stop, pretty much. And then Zelina Vega comes up out of nowhere, hitting the 619 onto Io Sky, and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Zelina Vega defeated Io Sky tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, it was an okay match. But then after that, we see Bianca Belair walking up into Adam Pearce's office and stuff, and she's asking Adam Pearce, did he ever found out when she's going to be getting her rematch? And Adam Pearce is like, no, we haven't figured that out yet, and all that stuff. And then she goes like, look, I try to come at you the right way to get my rematch, but now I'll do it the wrong way. So I'm going to manage to get my rematch soon. So yeah, that's what Bianca said. She walked away. But up next, we're going to be seeing Grayson Waller hosting the Grayson Waller Effect up next with his special guest, Charlotte Flair, up next on Friday Night SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, now before we talk about the segment with the Grayson Waller Effect, we gotta talk about a segment that happened backstage, and now we see Bayley and Io Sky, you know, going at it and stuff backstage, just like Io Sky just arguing with Bayley and stuff about what happened with her match against Zelina Vega and all that stuff. And Bayley was talking about how she was just trying to help and all that stuff, and then she was talking about how at Money in the Bank is every woman for herself and all that stuff, but they should be working together and everything. But then Shotzi comes up and she says that you just said it was that, you know, that you was just trying to help and everything, but you shouldn't never try to get involved and everything like that, because like you said, Money in the Bank is every woman for herself, and you still stuck your nose in my match last week, and I could have beat Io Sky and qualified for the Money in the Bank. And Bayley was like, this ain't nothing to do with you, this Damage Control stuff, get out of it and all that stuff. And Shotzi was like, what about this, me and you in a match, winner qualifies into the Money in the Bank ladder match. I'd take, if you're enough to face me in a match, to put your spot on the line and all that stuff. And Io looks at Shotzi and she says that Bayley accepts. So yeah, that's what happened there. And Bayley starts arguing with Io again, and Io's like, well, you got involved with my match, I'm going to accept your match for you. So yeah, that's what Io said. But then we get to the next segment where we see Grayson Waller out there in the ring, and he's hosting the Grayson Waller Effect, and he introduces his special guest, Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair comes out. Grayson Waller was talking about how Charlotte Flair beat Asuka at WrestleMania 34, into Asuka's undefeated streak and all that stuff, and retaining the title and all that stuff like that. That's what Grayson Waller was talking about, and then he starts saying that Asuka's a different person now from back then, and he wants to know if Charlotte Flair could beat Asuka this time, or if she even can. And he asked, will Charlotte Flair become a 15-time women's champion and all that stuff. And Charlotte was talking about how she has no doubt that she's going to beat Asuka and win back the women's championship in 2 weeks in London, England, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what she was saying. But then all of a sudden she gets interrupted by Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair comes out there and she gets face to face with Charlotte Flair. She was talking about how she asked for the rematch and all that stuff, and Charlotte Flair was talking about how the line starts with her and the line ends with her. So yeah, that's what Charlotte Flair was saying, and she says that she didn't have to politic her way to get a rematch, to get a match against Asuka and all that stuff. And Bianca was like, well, yeah, true, but I've been asking the right way and all that stuff to get a rematch and everything. And Charlotte was talking about that when she lost against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, she didn't ask for a rematch and all that stuff, and she deserves a rematch as well, just like Bianca. And Bianca was like, yeah, that's true and everything, but the difference between me and you is I've been here every single week ever since losing my title, been trying to get a rematch, while you had to go on hiatus for 3 months. So yeah, that's what she said, and she says that that in 2 weeks that she will be sitting at ringside watching her match against Asuka and show face whoever becomes the women's champion. So yeah, that's what Bianca Belair saying. She exits out the ring. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Jey Uso getting ready and everything backstage, and then Paul Heyman comes up and he starts apologizing to Jey Uso about what happened last week on SmackDown, talking about how Jimmy meant it and all that stuff, super kicking him, just like how he meant the super kick Roman Reigns at Night of Champions and all that stuff. And yeah, that Jimmy Uso's not sorry about that or anything like that. And Jay was like, I get it, and all that stuff. And then he looks at Paul Heyman. He says that he's sorry. And Paul Heyman was like, well, what for? And Sam and Jey Uso was like, I'm sorry because if I become the tribal chief, if I'm in, then you're out still. So yeah, that's what Jey Uso said to Paul Heyman. He walks away. But yep, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment. But yeah, later on tonight we're going to see if what will happen with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso later on tonight on SmackDown. But up next, it'll be a mixed tag team match. AJ Styles and Mia Yim versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett up next in a mixed tag team match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, we get to the next match of the night. It was a mixed tag team match. It was AJ Styles and Mia Yim versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett in a mixed tag team match. So yeah, we get to the match, and this match was okay and stuff. Scarlett and Mia Yim's going at it a little bit, and then Scarlett tags in Karrion Kross, and AJ Styles gets tagged in stuff. Karrion Kross runs to AJ Styles, but AJ Styles ducks, and Mia Yim kicks him upside the head and stuff, and hits like a peg leg kick on Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross turns around, he gets kicked upside the head by AJ Styles, and then Mia Yim runs towards Scarlett, and Scarlett pulls down the second rope, and Mia Yim goes out of the ring and stuff, and knocks herself out the ring, and then Styles grabs Karrion Kross, hits the Styles Clash onto him, he pins him, 1, 2, Scarlett grabs AJ Styles by the hair, dragging him from the pin and stuff, breaking up the pin, and Styles looking at Scarlett. Scarlett's trying to flirt with Styles at that point, and then Styles takes his glove off, and then he says, I'm married, bitch. And then all of a sudden, we see Mia Yim grabbing Scarlett, dragging her out of the ring and stuff. Both of them's going at it, and they both took each other out, and then Karrion Kross goes up from behind on AJ Styles, locking on the Kross jacket onto Styles. Styles trying to fight out of it and everything. Kross grabs him by the hand, spins him around, and pretty much hits a bull hammer onto him. And then he grabs him, lifts him up on his shoulders like a power slam pretty much. And then he spins him around into a DDT type move onto AJ Styles and got the 3 count. So yeah, Karrion Kross got a new finisher right there, and he beat AJ Styles. So yeah, Karrion Kross and Scarlett defeated AJ Styles and Mia Yim in the mixed tag team match tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Karrion Kross finally picking up a win. So yeah, good stuff right there. But yeah, after that, we see Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in the locker room. Paul Heyman comes up and Roman looks at him and goes like, well, and Paul Heyman stood quiet for a little bit. And then he says, my tribal chief. And then he looked and just shook his head. And then we see Solo pretty much stepping up towards him. And Paul Heyman quickly ran out the locker room. So, yeah. And Solo looks at Roman Reigns. He goes like, you want me to deal with this, my tribal chief? And Roman tells him, be patient. So, yep, that's what happened there. But, yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now before we talk about the next match and everything, we got a few things to talk about beforehand. Now we see Kayla Braxton backstage and she is interviewing Cameron Grimes and all that stuff. And Cameron Grimes talking about how he's doing great, how he wants about Baron Corbin and everything, but how it felt so good to punch Baron Corbin last week and all that stuff. But then we see Baron Corbin attack Cameron Grimes from behind, laying him out, and he says that he's going to make sure he gets Cameron Grimes again. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we'll get to the next segment where we see Rey Mysterio. He makes his way out there to the ring and everything. He says that he's so proud of the LWO and everything, and that, you know, he knows that Zelina Vega is going to win the women's Money in the Bank, and Santos Escobar is going to win the men's Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. So yeah, that's what Rey Mysterio said, and he says that he's going to introduce the person that's going to win the Money in the Bank, and that is Santos Escobar. So yeah, Santos Escobar comes out, and you know, he starts thanking Rey Mysterio for being there for him and everything, and he's going to make sure that he becomes Mr. Money in the Bank and all that stuff. And yeah, that he appreciates Rey Mysterio. So yeah, that's what he says. And then LA Knight comes walking out there because, you know, he got some matchup next against Santos Escobar. He gets into the ring and it looks like he's trying to shake Rey Mysterio's hand, and you know, Rey Mysterio extends his hand, and then LA Knight punches him in the face, laying him out. And then him and Santos Escobar is going at it, and then Santos drop kicks LA Knight on the back, knocking him on the second rope. Rey Mysterio was trying to hit the 619 onto LA Knight, but LA Knight quickly rolled out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to the match, LA Knight versus Santos Escobar one-on-one. Rey Mysterio was not at ringside for this match. It was going back and forth between these two guys. At the ending, we see Santos Escobar on top of LA Knight's shoulders and stuff, like the electric chair position. But then Santos Escobar was trying to come down and roll up for a pin onto LA Knight, but LA Knight pretty much got him and set on him, grabbing the ropes and stuff, getting 1, 2, and then Santos rolls back through, getting the pin for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Santos Escobar defeated LA Knight tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Then after that match, we see LA Knight attacking Santos Escobar from behind, beating him down and stuff. And then Rey Mysterio quickly runs up into the ring, and LA Knight quickly got out of the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff right there for that match and what happened before the match and everything. I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. But yeah, up next, we're going to see what is Jey Uso's decision up next on SmackDown with Roman Reigns. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Until then. Alright, so yeah, we gotta talk about the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, the last segment of the night, and this one, it was a freaking banger. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, the next thing that happened on SmackDown was we see Jey Uso walking backstage, and you know, he's about to head to the ring and everything, and then he spots Sami Zayn sitting on a crate, and Sami Zayn stands up. Him and Jey Uso just looking at each other, and then Sami walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we see the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns coming out to the ring with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman, the Bloodline. Roman standing in the middle of the ring, and he tells everybody to acknowledge him. But then all of a sudden Jey Uso comes out, and Roman looks at Jey and he goes like, well, what's your answer? Are you in or are you out? And Jey was like, well, it's up to you. Am I in or am I out? Because the only way that I'm going to be in if he's out. And he's pointing at Paul Heyman, you know, and Roman lays it down to Jey, and he goes like, look, Paul Heyman, the wise man, is not the reason, you know, is not the reason, you know, like, I'm not going to kick him out the Bloodline. He's not the bloodline's wise man. He's not your wise man. He's my wise man. I'm the one that chose him. And you know, when you become tribal chief, you get to handpick your wise men. So yeah, that's what Roman Reigns says. So he says he's not kicking out the wise man. But yep, that's what happened there. But then, you know, he's telling Jey Uso, he goes like, look, the wise man is not the reason for all this. It's your freaking brother. So yeah, your brother is the reason for all this happening and everything. And yeah, that's why he starts telling Jay and everything. But then all of a sudden, Jimmy comes walking out and he gets in the ring as well. And, you know, he's telling Jay that, you know, they should be standing side by side and all that stuff. That has been Roman, is their cousin that's corrupting him and everybody else. So yeah, that's what Jimmy is telling Jay and all that stuff. And, you know, Jay, and then Roman looks at Jimmy and goes like, no, it's all you and everything. And, you know, that, and he looks at Jay and goes like, look, the man that was telling me to not make you my right-hand man, it wasn't the wise man, it was your brother. And then Jay looks at him and he goes like, Jimmy, is it true? And Jimmy looks at him and he goes like, yeah, man, it's true. And then Jay starts laying in on Jimmy pretty much, talking about, like, you've been prom king, you've been, you know, player of the year and all that stuff, and, you know, that all this stuff with you, like, you become number one because you're an older brother and all that stuff, and it's Joshua that's speaking and all that stuff to you. So yeah, that's what Jay starts saying, and he looks at Jimmy and he goes like, look, when you got injured, I stepped up. He said, if it was this man right here that got me main eventing SmackDown, pay-per-views, WrestleMania, and all that. So yeah, it was all him that got me main eventing all these other shows because of you got injured and I had to step up. So yeah, that's what Jay was telling Jay was telling Jimmy and all that stuff. And he looks at Jimmy and he goes like, you know what? You're out. And Jimmy's just staring at Jay like, oh, damn. And then Jay looks at Jimmy and goes like, and you know what? I'm out too. He turns around. He super kicks Roman, laying him down pretty much after that. And then Solo's just staring at his brothers and he gets pissed off and he runs towards Jay. Jay ducks and Jimmy hits a super kick onto Solo. Solo's still standing and he gets hit with a double super kick by the Usos. And, you know, he got knocked out the ring and everything. Paul Heyman is attending to Roman. He looks up at them and he quickly just rolled out the ring and stuff. And then Roman is getting pissed off and everything. He's getting back up to his feet. And then he gets hit with a double super kick by the Usos, getting laid out. So yeah, the Usos are standing tall tonight. They're reunited. And Jimmy and Jay are both out the bloodline. So yeah, that's what happened there. Very great segment. Yeah, and the promos and stuff with everybody was just freaking phenomenal. You know, like Roman said that Jimmy's the anchor while he's Jay's wings holding him up, and Jimmy was dragging him down and all that stuff. Just very great stuff right there. Yeah, this storyline just freaking great. And you know what? Tonight's SmackDown's a little bit. But this segment made it way more better, you know? So it was just great stuff, at least, and the crowd was going crazy over that. But yeah, match of the night, I gotta say, was that tag team Gauntlet match. For the most part, that was match of the night. But this segment was easily segment of the night, and this made SmackDown go from freaking, like, 7 stars that I had it at to, like, up to 9 stars. So yeah. I'll give it 9.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. This segment was just very damn good. If you have yet, go check it out. But yeah, tonight's SmackDown, great episode, 9.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. But yeah, that's been my Friday Night SmackDown reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll be doing my AEW Collision reviews tomorrow night. So yeah, look out for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then, this Monday I'll be doing my Raw reviews. So yeah, look out for that as well. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then.